Hi, it's me again, Jennifer Montgomery, back with Inspired Soul Sessions. And today I want to talk about empaths and cosmic energy, like planetary shifts and the Schumann resonance and things like that that we feel, but maybe we don't recognize that's what we're feeling. So there's been a lot of shifting going on the earth, cosmically, and whatnot. I'm not really that awesome at articulating everything just because I'm spiritual and emotional, so from a scientific perspective, my lingo is probably not precise, but I feel it. So I pay really close attention to that within my thoughts, my emotions, and symptoms that show up for me. So I'm a healthy person. I don't take any medications. I don't diagnose myself with anything, even if a label's put on me medically, which I really don't go to the doctors because unless it's for an annual checkup or something, I don't go to a doctor. I mean, unless it was like really, really urgent or something that I really feel intuitively needed medical attention. But because I believe in the law of attraction and like attracting what we speak or think, I think it's kind of, sometimes it's a little interchangeable, but like in my opinion, the way I feel about it is if I'm told I have something like a particular diagnosis, then I believe that by law of attraction, I'm going to get those symptoms. They're going to show up because my thoughts are creating my reality. Therefore, if I don't focus on those things, then it's not a reality in my life. That's my belief system, and I am successful with that. So, and if there is something that's like a medical diagnosis per se, I will approach it very holistically and spiritually. For example, recently as 3-4 months ago, I was living in a house that had toxic mold in it. And I did have physical symptoms of the mold. And rather than take any medication or see a doctor, I researched and I looked for ways to remove the toxins from my body holistically and organically. 2 ways I did that were with cleansing nutrients and food and hydration, and also sound healing, which the sound healing was really powerful because within 1 week I noticed like exponential clearing in my lungs. So that really goes to show that it's powerful. This is for me. I'm not pushing it on anybody, but it works for me. So as far as cosmic energies go, like I said, I feel shifts. So in the mainstream matrix world, I personally feel that people are encouraged to disconnect from what they feel, when in fact it could be cosmic, it could be planetary, not all the time. But for me, moods, emotions, shifts within myself might be in alignment, and usually are in alignment with what's going on with the planets. And because I'm highly into astrology and I know my chart down to like not just okay, I'm a Leo, like I know my rising sign, I know where my other planets lie, I know in what planets my other what signs my other what signs my other planets are sitting in. So when I realize what's going on, and it's maybe said, oh, your moon's going to be affected, or Venus is here, or Jupiter's here, I can look at where my position is with that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to word this properly without sounding ridiculous, but I ended up sounding a little ridiculous. But anyway, so I'm aware of those things. We all have a blueprint, whether you choose to believe it or not. There's a blueprint. You were brought onto this earth at a certain time, at a certain location. And because of that, your life is kind of predestined to go a particular way. Some people are going to have an easier time in certain areas versus, some people having a more difficult time in certain areas. That's, and sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. It's just going to be that way because those were the lessons you signed up for in coming to this earth. What fun, right? So when things start shifting, naturally you're affected. So I'm going to give some examples. So I got off of now I'm on so. I must be picking different words to repeat. So when we just had the recent eclipse in early January, I felt that. Now, I didn't know. I had no idea what time that shift was actually going to happen, but I was very present that day. I'm usually in a place, if it's not, I don't want to say meditation, but my life is rather quiet and very peaceful. So that's another way that I can be super attuned to what's going on with me emotionally, cognitively, physically. I'll notice, I will know right away. It does not take me long to figure it out. It's just the way it is because I'm so aware. I don't have a bazillion different distractions that are taking me away from myself. And that's my personal belief system in a mainstream world where everyone's caught up in things that really don't matter, and it really just takes you away from yourself, from your authentic self, from your soul. So because of my life choices and where I'm living and the way I live my life, I'm very aware. So I'll notice things very, very quickly. So on that day in particular, I was feeling great all day, and then it was midday, just slightly after noon. And it just felt, I had this feeling things just started to get fuzzy. It was just this fuzzy, unclear feeling. So I was sitting outside and I'm like, I wonder what time the eclipse is. Because I knew it was going to last a few hours. And I was like, well, when an eclipse comes, of course, things are going to start to, it's there's going to be something coming over. So that would make perfect sense that, wow, things are feeling a little bit off right now. Sure enough, I started feeling this feeling. It was just before 12:10, and the eclipse in Key West, it started, I believe it was 12:08. So I was right there, right on target, totally attuned to what was going on. And that was helpful because I was okay, yeah, some people might think, oh my gosh, why do I feel like this? Is it my blood pressure? Is it my sugars? Is it, no, it wasn't. It was not that. It was entirely the planetary shift. So, that's powerful to me because then it doesn't further our overuse of medications and, pharmaceuticals, the medical, industry. I'm not going to talk about that right now. And then also, just this week's been quite challenging for a lot of people, physical symptom-wise. And I know for me, it started I believe last Friday was the new moon. Yeah, last Friday was the new moon in Aquarius. And I know that's been pretty, it's from what I've read, it's pretty big. So I woke up. And new moons are bringing in new, clear, fresh energy. It's a good time to set intentions. Whereas full moons is you're releasing. So with new moons, people sometimes say they have a hard time sleeping. They're really wired. They're really, really, amped up, which I did feel very energized. I didn't really need a ton of sleep, but I do need my sleep. But not overly. I just, it was normal. woke up each day feeling great. But then on Friday, I was I was buzzing. So I wouldn't say I was anxious, but it could have went there had I not been aware. But I was kind of like feeling like a buzz. And then around 2 o'clock or so, I don't know what happened, but I just started to feel like off grid. It was like disconnected, like something, like someone pulled the plug. So again, I looked to see when this new moon shift was happening, and that was going to be taking place around, I think it was 4:41 on Friday, I think, if I remember correctly. But at any rate, it happened and I felt it. And then the weekend was just like, it was whack. Energetically, I just didn't feel like myself at all. I just felt very that's my henna tattoo. I felt very just off. I felt, I don't know, shifty. Something just I felt like I was in another dimension. It was really weird. I didn't really like it. I just kind of felt floaty. Just kind of, just floating along, not really purposeful, just floating. And that's strange for me. And maybe that's just the Aquarian energy, because I know Aquarians it's an air sign. So I realize they can be a little flighty. They're like the absent-minded professor type, is, the way they can be described. Very creative, innovative, where I'm a little different. I'm fiery. I'm Leo. I'm double Leo. So I'm Leo rising with, I'm Leo sun and Leo rising. Oh, and then I have a Sagittarius moon. So I'm like all fire. So I'm direct. I'm goal oriented. I get things done. So that floaty feeling for me is just, it's no bueno. It's not my favorite, because I feel, I don't feel productive. And I feel like I'm lacking clarity, and I feel like I'm lost somewhere like in the clouds. Like, okay, kind of like I felt like when I jumped out of an airplane in August. I was like, like, just get me on the ground. I want to get grounded. Like, no, this is just not for me. I'm not a floater. Like, I want to have some control. So Aquarian energy is maybe not my favorite. But anyway, I felt those shifts, and then I started to feel better starting on Sunday. Awesome. Like, woo, like I was flying high, like high five, and it was awesome. And then Monday came along, and then that changed. And then Tuesday rolls in, and like midday Tuesday comes this like splitting migraine. I don't get that kind of, like, those kind of headaches. It was as if like a hangover headache, but I don't drink. So like in a hangover headache, okay, and I know those from like years and years ago, like, over drinking or like over partying, okay, but no, I don't do that anymore, because I'm smarter, and I don't really want to waste my days like, down and out. But it felt like that. It felt like I just couldn't even function. I had to be like in the dark, like any motion was bothering me. I couldn't really talk on the phone. I was just like, I just needed to be still and silent, and just like, I had to go to sleep. I went to bed really early, and then I woke up with it again Wednesday, and then it went away for a bit, and then it returned, and then Thursday was better. Yesterday was so better, but I was not the only person experiencing this. So I do realize that it wasn't just like, it wasn't a symptom of anything, because I was fine. Like I said, I don't drink, I didn't do anything, and on top of it, I was like totally thirsty. Like, I must have drank 5 gallons of water, and it wasn't a dehydration headache either, because I do drink water all the time, and I drank tea, water, whatever. It wasn't from that. I spoke with my sister, and she said like almost the identical thing. The time that she got this supposed migraine, I'm going to call it a migraine, I don't know. I mean, I think it was something energetic, but anyway, it was a migraine came in, and she had similar experience. In the same time of day, she was like down and out, and then she said that the next day it came back again. So just really bizarre. But the attunement is there. Like, you know, my sister's very sensitive too. So she like, you know, she's on the path. So she is an empath, and I know this. And she's so cute. I love her. But yeah, so it's helpful, you know, for us to share and to, you know, connect, because it's happening. Like, people are ascending, things are changing. We have this awareness and we can do something about it. Like, you know, so for me, it was like, okay, I'm going to ride this out. I drank a lot of water. It wasn't a hydration thing. I did eventually end up taking an Advil, which is really not my thing, but I had to function. Like, I really had to function through that day. And that was really the only relief. But it even didn't give me the best relief, to be perfectly honest. The best relief was just kind of just letting it pass, because it's just a phase and it'll pass. And that's what happened. But I've been reading of people that are experiencing similar symptoms, extreme sensitivities, and that happens when you're ascending and you're going through shifts, because your body responds in certain ways. And it could be unusual symptoms, it could be things that you're not really used to, but some of it's for clearing, some of it's just for shifting. Your body starts, you know, to adapt. So empaths feel this stuff. Everybody feels it. But there's, when I say empaths, it's because we're attuned. There's that attunement there. Everyone goes through this, but most people are self-medicating. They're, you know, somewhere off in Jupiter and have no freaking idea, you know, shit from Shinola. So they're the people that go to the doctors and they get a pill. And then they need a pill for the symptoms from that pill. And then they need another pill for and then it's like this whole, you know, you're down a rabbit hole. So, nah, forget that. I think it's a patience thing. It's a presence and patience thing. So for me, I'm not going to waste my time at the doctor's so they can tell me something and then give me a script to go to the pharmacy to pick up something that's going to make me worse, and it's going to mask whatever is already happening. When I have the power within myself to either A, just be present and let it pass, or, you know, deal with it on my own. I'm resilient. My body is strong and I'm healthy, and it's my belief, so it works for me like that. So when we're feeling these things, you can look on the Schumann resonance and see what's happening. We were having solar flares this week, which that certainly explains what's been happening. There's been like whiteout activity. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that goes on that I'm really just learning about, but it affects everything. So you're not sick or crazy or anything else other than attuned and present and sensitive, and go with it. Your body knows. Your body is like a messenger. It tells you what's going on. You have to listen to it. Simple as that. So that's my little commentary on empaths and energies within the cosmic realm, Ascension. It's interesting. I'm learning a lot, so I'm sharing as I go along. That's all I got for today. So please like and subscribe and share. And if you would like to conversate about this, you can contact me. My email and all my info is in the comment box below. And yeah, that's it. I hope this helps, and I hope everyone has an awesome day, and take care of yourself. Stay in your own lane. Be nice to each other, love each other, and drink your water. Okay, awesome. Have a great day. Bye-bye.